Well, what a difference a year makes. This past Friday was a special day for the RPG Elite YouTube channel. And for those of you who are new and are just stopping through for the first time, welcome. This is RPG Elite. This is a place where we put the RP back into tabletop RPG because it kind of gets lost in the malaise of the tabletop RPG culture. And what we do here is we give you tools, we give you tips, we give you tutorials, and we also get down and dirty with the real talk about the tabletop RPG community and those things related to it. And the reason why we do that is so you can have a more immersive and enjoyable and fulfilling tabletop RPG experience. It was a year ago that I decided that YouTube, specifically RPG Elite, was going to go from a hobby to a vocation. August 12th, 2021. And a lot has happened in that time. It's a birthday of sorts. It's a milestone. Things happen. And I wanted to look back on this past year as far as things happening here on RPG Elite. Now, for some of you who really, maybe you came in the middle, you came in later and you don't know everything that went on with the channel, this is kind of a different video that gives you a rundown in summary form in terms of what happened this past year. But I also think that this is going to be a video that's going to help some people. Because maybe you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you want to know, how does this work and what do you have to go through and how does it affect you and all kinds of things. Well, I've only been in it in a year. That's it. 1 year. I learned quite a bit. I'm going to touch on 6 things that I learned in my first year as a YouTuber. And I pray that it's going to help you in some way, shape, or form, and that you will leave this video knowing at least, number 1, a little bit more about RPG Elite, and number 2, about what to expect if you're going to get into this thing. So, what we need to do is we need to go where every story has to go. The beginning. It was last April, and I watched YouTube. So I was watching these YouTube videos, and I watched this guy on his channel with video stuff because I was doing it mainly for my church. I'm listening to him, and he said something in one video, and it wasn't even what the video was about. He just said it, and it clicked something with me. He goes, yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do on YouTube, and you could make this a full-time gig. And I was like, what, wait? You can? Wait a minute, what? And it just triggered something within me. And I was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was even possible here on YouTube. And here it is. I'm trying to build my own business. Should YouTube be a part of it? The wheels started turning. The cogs, you could hear them. And so I decided to look a little bit deeper into this. So it was at that time I started my research. And I researched and I researched and I researched. And I did it for 3 months. And as I'm doing this for 3 months, I'm getting excited as I get further. Hey, how do I do this? How do I start? What equipment do I need? What kind of channel am I going to have? And it was Sean that had this one video talking about, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, what to do. He said, draw 3 circles. As you're drawing these 3 circles, in one circle, you're supposed to put those things that you know a lot about. that you have experience with. In another circle, you should put, okay, can you monetize something like that? And in the third circle, it was something else, and I forget what it was. I did that. I drew those circles, and I had two things that I knew a whole lot about: tabletop RPGs and the Lord Jesus Christ. So I went all in, and I started writing a plan, because that was the one thing he said. He'd write a plan, write this. He had all these questions and everything, and I started answering every single one of them. I started putting this stuff into action. I answered every single one of them. I still got the piece of paper where I wrote all that stuff. It's all cluttered because I write small, but it's all on that piece of paper right there. And that's when I learned my first lesson. And that first lesson is that if you don't have a purpose, you're not going to have longevity, because purpose is going to push you through. There's going to be times during this YouTube journey that it's going to be a slog. There's going to be times where you're wondering, should I really be doing this? There's going to be times when the subscriber count ain't coming like you want it to come, and you're wondering, maybe I should switch everything up and over to, or maybe I should just quit. But here's the thing. If you don't have a purpose, you probably will quit. If you don't have something that goes beyond just, oh, well, I'll just, trying to make clickbait here and there and whatever, you will quit. Can't keep it up. And you don't even know what's going to happen. It's hit or miss. You're learning this thing as you go. So you need something that's going to push you through when you hit those roadblocks, because those roadblocks are there. They coming. And if you don't have a purpose, something that you can say, this is worth going over this. This is worth the effort to get over the hump here. If you don't have that and you're looking for a quick thing, well, this is not for you, because you need purpose. Your channel needs purpose. It was at that time that I wrote the agenda. And I've talked about the agenda many times on the channel. And this agenda is something that gets me through when things are slow. It got me through in the very beginning, and it still gets me through to this day. And it kind of gets me through even in the good times. It's that constant that keeps you level and steady no matter what, so you can continue to build something. It's exciting. So it was at that time that I began to get into a groove, and I had already written out, okay, I'm going to come out with a video once a week. And I was coming out with a video consistently once a week. And then I was like, well, I think I can do twice a week here. And so I started doing twice a week. And it was in that time that the pillars of RPG Elite and what RPG Elite was going to do, it formed. And that's when we came up with the alternative genre RPGs, classic tabletop RPGs, 20 years or older, and the proprietary RPG Elite philosophy. Now, I did think that, man, am I gonna have enough content here? But the classic tabletop RPGs by themselves, I wouldn't have to do anything else, and I can do that just for this channel. Add to that the other things like reviews and tutorials, and I don't really do reviews. I do tutorials and I do tips and things like that. If you add that to the mix on top of the RPG Elite philosophy, I have a plethora of content. I never have to think about what video I'm going to do. What I have to do is think about how I'm going to make that video. And you guys know, I've mentioned this before, that I do, I schedule stuff out months ahead of time. I'm all the way out in December right now. And today I'm getting ready to push that out until about March. Got to restructure the schedule. And it's easy because there's plenty of content. And it's what makes this channel unique. But the one thing that I knew it was going to be important is consistency. consistency. Being consistent is crucial. People are expecting content because they want content, and especially if they have pledged to your channel by hitting the subscribe button and then also hitting the notification bell. Did you get how I did that? Okay. Anyway, consistency for them is important. And sometimes they subscribe to a channel and they get jaded because these people don't come out with any kind of schedule or any kind of regularity. And so they kind of move on to the next channel. Subscribe from that channel, try to find something else. But if you're consistent and the content is obviously something that they want to watch, then you are building trust with your audience. When I said I was going to come out twice a week, I meant it. And I did. I came out twice a week. The days were Tuesdays and Fridays. Did my research on which days I wanted to come out, and I was like, that is what I'm going to do. And so I did, until I didn't. It was November, the beginning of November. I'm starting to feel a little bit under the weather. And I'm going, I think I got COVID. Sure enough, we go and we get long cotton swabs stuck up our nose at this one place that my wife, and she works in the medical field, and so they told her to go there. And so we went there, and sure enough, COVID. But I got the double whammy, because not only did I get COVID, I got laryngitis. And it was kind of like halfway through the thing, right? So I'm getting better from COVID, but now I can't speak. So I can't do videos. And I felt bad because I'd made a commitment and I wanted to be consistent with this commitment. And so I spoke a little bit and I made a video because I only made 1 or 2 videos that month. Well, I learned something in that month. The one thing I learned is that missing a post here or there is not going to kill you. It's not going to, it's not going to be the death knell of your YouTube channel. If you've been consistent, it really won't. As a matter of fact, we grew. And I didn't have that many subscribers when I started to get serious. You know how many subscribers I had? 26. On August 12th, I had 26 subscribers. That's it. And I just started going. I started slowly but surely seeing some subscriber count go up. And by about this time, we're getting close to 3 figures. And it was by the end of November, we hit it. 3 figures, a little bit over 100 subscribers. I was happy. I was real happy. I was so happy, I just made a video on that. And that taught me another thing. You got to celebrate the small victories in between. You can't just be going and trying to get the gold straight out the gate. You got to celebrate those small breakthroughs as you are going for the gold. And going into 3 figures from 2 figures was a big deal. It's a psychological thing for you as a YouTuber. This is important. So you got to celebrate those things. So these are the small little things that'll get you through. There's 100 people. You can't get 100 people in a room anywhere. There's 100 people that actually want to see your content. Think about it for a second. 100 of them. For you specifically. So it is a big deal. So you got to celebrate those small victories, like the Bible says, despise not small things. But then that month, I moved on to something that I had been thinking about doing actually for months. It must have been about October of last year that I was talking to my wife and I said to her, I got this idea for a video. I just got a feeling about this. I think that this one is going to be the one that either people will get upset and they'll just unsubscribe from my channel, which is what I actually thought was going to happen, or, you know, they're just going to click on it in droves. Now, what didn't dawn on me was that they would actually subscribe. That didn't dawn on me. But when I came up with this idea for the video, I just knew it was a video that, number one, no one was making. Not in the tabletop RPG community. And number two, it was one that just needed to be made. And so I made it about the third week in December. The name of the video was 4 Reasons Why Black People Don't Play Tabletop RPGs. Now I thought that, you know, we're gonna get some comments here, we're gonna get some comments there, this stuff is gonna pop off. Well, 2 weeks went by and it didn't. Was something going on? Did I misread this? Is this actually something nobody really was interested in? I kind of chalked it up to the last one. I was like, okay, well, I guess we just move on. And so I did. January comes around and I noticed something at the beginning of January. I got 300 subscribers and I'm thinking, wait a minute, it took me like 5 months to get to 100 or just to get 75 more subscribers. And now I'm 3 times that? Whoa, that's odd. And I just was watching it and I was like, okay. And then it went from 300 to 500. So I did a video on that. Again, celebrate those small victories. But man, I celebrated that victory and it just kept going up and it kept going up again. And it was going up so fast, I could not keep up. I actually went and researched and got some graphics for, you know, another special video when I hit 1,000, because that was the goal. The goal was to, within a year, or actually in 2022, reach 1,000 subscribers. That was it. But the thing kept going up and it kept going up and it kept going up to where within a month, it goes from 300 subscribers at the beginning of January to 6,500 subscribers at the beginning of February. It went bananas, which goes to show you that it only takes one, but you gotta be putting out the content on a consistent basis. You gotta be willing to put yourself out there. But sometimes it only takes one video. And to this day, folks, when I look at my analytics and I'm seeing what video is getting the most views, that video still, right now, it is August of 2022. And that video is still getting more views than all of the rest of my other videos that I've posted in between then. Still, it somehow has resonated, and by the providence of God, I hit it. So I was like, that a hint, Lord? Okay, I think I'm gonna focus a little bit more on this channel. And so I did. So from February onward, growth slows. You back to the grind, and it's not going up. The subscriber count's not going up as much as I want. The views are not coming in as much as I want. I'm having this ridiculous tug of war with YouTube over ad revenue, which was ridiculous. Like I said, I'm not going to get into that. I'll probably have to tell you about that at some other time. But I just keep going and I keep posting 2 videos every week, Tuesday, Friday, without fail. I keep it going. Within that time, break 100 videos posted on YouTube. Another milestone, 75,000 views, another milestone, and I'm celebrating every one of them. These are milestones. It's growing, it's happening in small steps, but it's happening. But at the same time, it's kind of at a snail's pace now. So here we are, and it's still kind of slow, right? However, that's where my other lesson comes in. You have to stay the course. YouTube is a long game. And this is why so many people, they get excited about starting a YouTube channel. And then when things don't pop off in 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, however long, and they are out back there and they just don't understand why everybody's not clicking on their videos, why things ain't doing it. This is a long game. And you are not going to know all the little nuances and everything that you need to know, especially for your particular channel and for your particular audience. It takes time. Takes perseverance, takes patience. If you're gonna get into this thing, you have to be in it for the long game. Whether you're in it as a side hustle, whether you're in it as a hobby, whether you're in it because you one day want to go full time, you have to understand it's a long game. Now, I knew that going in. 5 years is what I gave myself. 5 years. To get to a place of really sustainable income and that this would hold itself up. 5 years. And this is my first. And this first year, not too bad. Not bad. But it's just my first year. We got more things that we want to do. Let me tell you about them. So there's a couple of things that I would like to see happen before the end of 2022. Since, we got 1,000 subscribers now. So let's take it up a notch. Let's try to get to 10K. Will it happen? I have no idea. Will it take another video that I hit with? I don't know, but that's the goal. And we're going to keep it consistent. Another thing that we're going to be doing here really soon is our first full online gameplay session for our classic tabletop RPG Gamma World. That's coming up very soon, weeks here. Working on it actually right before I did this video. Another thing that I've mentioned is launching the RPG Elite website. It's actually up, but I'm still working on things. And it's just going to be fledgling when it launches, but it'll be ready and content will be added to that regularly. It's more of getting the logistics together and scheduling so I can make sure that content is being added there as well as here on YouTube. So that's my first year as a YouTuber here. And I tell you what, I'm blessed. And one of the big blessings that I have is you. You stayed around. You thought it was worth it. You supported this channel. You even challenged me sometimes with views and comments and things that made me think. You're a blessing. I thank you for sticking around. And I pray that you stick around longer as we grow together. This is our community, not just mine. Because without you, what do I got here? I'm just speaking into the air. So thank you very much. You're a blessing. So stay with me, y'all. Just hang in there. Like I always say, just hang in there. And you guys will see other things develop. You may just get a hint on what this whole agenda is that I've been talking about. Well, thank you for sitting through this. Appreciate it. If you like the content and you like what you hear in terms of where we are going, because we still got more one-shots that we're going to do. Oh, yeah. Oh, we just getting started. First year, baby. If you like it, again, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if this video was at least semi-decent and cool to you, can you hit that like button so you can help a brother out on the algorithm, please? Until next time.
So exit, stage left.
Oh yeah. Peace. Love you guys. And thanks again. I'm out.